In this episode of Sailing Dark Angel, we hunkered down at Musha Cay to ride out a fierce westerly squall before setting course through the stunning cut at Rudder Cut Cay and onward to Georgetown. With the seas finally calm, I dive into the long-overdue Galley project and savor the rare stillness to get things done below deck. If you like our videos, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free for you and really helps our channel. What's happening now, Captain Dave?
We got a little bit of a winter storm going through. I just saw 39 knots. We're off of Musha Cay. You can't really see it. There's our buddy boat Kokomo.
What do you got? What do you got?
Another boat here.
36.
We're doing 37.
36, 37.
It's about 2 miles wide. See it here on radar. We're in the middle of it. Let it populate. There's the sweep.
Look at this, guys. Excuse me? That was 40. What's the highest we've ever seen, Captain Dave?
Oh, we've been up over 45, almost 50. Yeah, didn't we hit 50?
52. 52, yeah.
In Florida. So.
Yeah, my eyes are a little bigger right now.
As long as the holding's good, we're fine.
That's nasty. That is nasty.
All right, it's been a little fun. We were sustaining 30 for a minute. Not huge. 40. Yeah, we did see 40 for a second.
45 knots for a moment.
We're about halfway through the storm now. So another, what, 15 minutes maybe. We're holding okay. Everybody around us seems fine, which is good news. We're backed right tight on our chain, which puts us really close to that sandbar right there. And that is very, very shallow sandbar. Very shallow. Nobody wants to be on that. The engines are on, sitting in neutral, ready to go in case we do slip, because we do have a few more minutes of this to go. We're right in the middle of it, so it's probably at its lowest peak right now, or its lowest point right now until we start going through the other side. It'll pick back up again.
Big eyeball time. So what's happening now, Captain Dave?
Oh, we're a little over halfway through it. We're seeing 30 sustained at points. Averages being around 25, so it's not huge.
Yeah.
It's a little uncomfortable because it is so shallow behind us, but the holding's really good. And like we showed you in Allen's Key, if I can find it, I'll put it up here somewhere. It doesn't matter how close you are to the rocks, as long as your anchor doesn't let go.
Yes.
When your anchor lets go, now it all matters, and that's how you end up smashed all to pieces. But the holding's good. We're getting some protection from the islands in front of us, so the waves aren't as high as they could be building in a storm like this. And we're just
You picked a good spot.
Well,
On the way by, we were actually heading further south, and Dave saw little keys surrounding this particular area, and he said, "Hey, let's stop here." And I'm like, "Yeah, this actually is a good area." So we stopped here, and so did our boat buddies, and here we are, surviving this nasty storm.
sorry, radar's bouncing all over the screen because of the way the boat's moving and how far I have it zoomed out. Apparently we're in 446 feet of water, which is interesting. We're actually in about 6. But all this turbulence is stirring up the bottom and it messes up the depth gauge. There's more sheltered spots to be in than this, but the truth of the matter is, when you get a west wind in the Exumas, there's very, very, very few places to hide. Right now you'll find people up at up between the majors, where we saw a boat drifting one year, and man, it's going to be packed up there, and the holding is off and on all through between the majors. There's going to be people at big majors who have now got their tail on the beach, and as good as the holding is there, somebody always drags. So that's going to be exciting where they are. Now, we don't have the radio on high power, so we're not hearing any of that. Frankly, we're only interested in what's going on around here. And cuts way down on the drama when you can't hear the drama. Just saying.
Because it's really upsetting when you hear somebody screaming, you know, SOS, like.
Well, especially when you're 10 miles away and can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and you're stuck like everybody else is stuck, and you're listening to them.
Like there's people 1,000 feet from them that can't help them.
Yeah, panic, absolute panic. So it's starting to lighten up.
That
now.
feels like it's lightening up, which is good because our battery's going dead on this GoPro. You can start to see a little further along. You can see the that little lagoon. Is that a 380 or a 410 down there? We're coming out the edge. We've still got about a quarter of it to go. or maybe a third. But we're getting there. We're seeing 22 knots, starting to come in on a bit of an angle, and we haven't turned, which is interesting. Nobody else has either. We're all pulling the same way. As it lightens up, you can see the difference in the watercolor over here. That's the shoal. So we're on a bank over here, and then there's a channel that runs behind, which is how you go past Musha Cay to get down to Rudder Cut. And this in here is so shallow. This is where you saw Lisa in our first season chasing a bunch of stingrays on foot because she didn't have her fins on. Like, that is so shallow, you have to tow your dinghy by hand in parts of it. So let's not visit that. 19, 20 knots of wind, not a big deal. And the heaviest part of it looks like it's past us. The darker the color, the heavier the storm. And the lighter the color, the less rain. So what you do is you go into your radar settings on your chart plotter. In this case, I have an Axiom 12 Plus. And you go into your settings and you set it to detect rain and what percentage of the screen you want it to detect. Because if you have it set too light, then atmospheric wet will pick up, and you'll get even light cloud formations will look like a big storm. If you have it set too light, you won't pick up anything. So I've got it kind of set where I like it, and that gives me the colors that I can identify with what's going on. So I was able to really closely predict when this storm was going to hit, how long it was going to take, and how heavy it was going to be based on the colors on the screen and the radar sweep. Radar is a really important tool to have, and when we lost our radar overlay at the end of the season last year, it really screwed up my ability to see weather. And I've had to go in since and do a bunch of reprogramming to get it working right. I think if it had been working the way it is now, we probably wouldn't have lost our jib going into Bimini. But it still wasn't working right, and it didn't detect that squall that formed right behind us. It's looking good now. It's still rain, but we're only talking 21 knots of wind. 2021, that's not bad. Yeah, do I want to go out swimming and exploring? No, but I mean, to sit here in this is not huge. Now, one of the things I'd really like to have on this boat is a weather enclosure for the cockpit. We have sunshades, and that's all we have. We do not have weather enclosures. So when the rain and wind starts to come in sideways, we get drenched and cold, and there's just no protection at all. Can we have those made? Yes, all it takes is lots of scratch. Everything on a boat is expensive. That's why boat stands for break out another 1,000. We're right on the edge of the storm, and everybody here still has water under the keels. I call that a success. No parts blew off that we know of. Lisa's industriously playing on her phone, trying not to be panicked.
I'm actually not playing, working.
Oh, you were working.
Did you send me that email, by the way?
Not yet.
Oh, slacker.
So yeah, because we have to have the generator on through most of the stuff anyway, we just work. That's our big solution to crappy days like this. This is how we get your videos out. What's really tough is when we get like 2 weeks of solid, beautiful Bahamas weather, and we got to sit in it and work to get a video out for you. So, what you doing to kill time between storms there, Lisa?
None of your business.
Uh-huh.
I just decided to take up a little project. The top of this counter is just, it was poorly set when they painted over top of, what is this?
I don't know.
I don't know, I just hated it.
Some kind of
so
composite.
It kept getting mold within the paint, and to clean it was just,
Well, you can't clean it.
you can't. So now that my hands are all bruised up in here, but it doesn't matter, it's got to get done. I am scraping. That's what I'm doing.
Yay.
Yay.
Exciting.
It's going to look like this orange, which actually kind of matches the floor, so it won't be so bad as soon as I get it all cleaned off. So,
It's just nasty, isn't it?
yeah, paint's gross. And a little difficult to get up, but you know what? Worth it.
You're not used to it being difficult to get it up, are you?
It isn't usually. So as you can see, it's pretty dark out here. We pulled up the anchor at 5:30. So what are we doing now, Captain Dave?
We're cutting and running.
And where are we cutting from?
We just left Musha Cay. We're currently going by Rudder Cut Cay. As a matter of fact, we're just about going by the Musician,
which is right in this little spot here, and we're going to be going out the cut right there toward the sunrise.
See if we can make it to Georgetown.
Yeah, making a run to Georgetown. I'm little miss blurry-eyed, barely baby. That was a bug bugging me. And walk up here, try not to fall off the boat. So this is what the cut looks like, and it looks pretty calm, which is great. We just spent 2 days going through a big storm, 45 knot winds, but obviously we survived, so wham wham. Bye Musha Cay, bye Rudder Cut Cay. We're gonna miss you, but you were great holding. Good job. Yeah, it's not this big thing right here, not this cut right here, not this one, and this little one over here. So we got to go around this rock that's right there. So look at that sunrise. It's gonna be so beautiful. Wow, look at that sky. We might be on the ocean when the sun finally decides to peak up. So I'm going to take you through the cut. It seems fairly calm. This way. You gotta go that way. Yeah, around that rock over that way. Oh yeah, it looks so flat. That looks awesome. Piece of cake, piece of cake. This is what I like. See, we're gonna go around this way, and then we're gonna go around that way, around that rock. I like this. This is a game I could play all day. We got sunrise, Captain Dave, out in the open ocean.
I can see. I can't see.
I can't see, I'm blind. Blah.
Don't look into the light. Well, the hope today was that we could spinnaker sail all the way down to Georgetown, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Fantastic day for motoring. The sea is dead calm. There's no current, no waves. It's just kind of a bummer that we can't sail. The good news is, since we got our props all cleaned up, we're doing a lot better. We're going faster, and we're burning a lot less fuel. This is not sailing wind. Now you could go ahead and say, well, why didn't you just wait for a sailing window instead of going in a motoring window? And the answer is pretty simple. This is the only window south with decent weather for at least the next week and a half. And sometimes you just got to get where you got to get. So 30 miles of motoring versus 2 weeks of waiting for another window that we can sail that same 30 miles. I think that's pretty, it's pretty clear. Anyway, we're not wasting time while we're doing this. Lisa is very busy. She's rediscovering our countertops. That horrible paint that was on there is being all removed. It is a big job.
And what was under there actually matches our aesthetics, so it's okay.
Yeah, the color of the countertop actually matches the boat.
Now
The problem
like,
is
clean.
It's all busted up, so we've still got to do something with it.
I know, but it feels clean now when you put stuff on it, and
And you can clean it.
You can actually wipe up the stuff without getting moldy into the paint. So I had to get it up. And this craziness started yesterday and I just couldn't seem to stop.
So there's still quite a bit left to go.
Yeah.
That's a lot of progress just from this morning.
Just from this morning. Look what I got done for this morning.
That's amazing.
I know, just this whole area was covered with that crappy paint. And I went, you know what, enough's enough. I started on this part yesterday and then I got this done this morning and it's not even noon yet. Is it? No, it's not even noon yet. But I had to get this off and look what's underneath. Look how good that is. It makes me so happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it got warm in here, did it?
It got warm in here, so I just decided just to peel down to this and put this on while I'm cleaning. I'm not too worried about getting paint on it because I'm scraping and cleaning away from it, so we're all good.
Break time?
Break time. I've been working very hard on the counters on the inside.
I thought you're supposed to relax on days like today.
Oh, I don't know what. I do everything opposite. I really do. I don't know what's wrong with me. There's things that are wrong with me. But I'm perfectly wrong.
I'm sure somebody has a list.
You don't have a list? Look at the color of blue water.